Americans may soon receive a $2,000 stimulus check per month. This is really great news, everybody. I know a lot of you still do not see any pending deposits or even a payment date on the IRS Get My Payment tool. And those of you that have a March 26 payment date and still haven't even received your stimulus checks are probably very worried. Now folks, just know this. In this video, I'll be covering the latest news about what you must know about the third stimulus check of $400. So you do not want to miss out on the very important information. Be sure to stay until the end of this video, everybody. And don't forget to give this video a like if you believe that we should get a $2,000 monthly stimulus check. Let's get this video to 1,000 likes if you think so. Alright guys, so there are some Democratic lawmakers in Congress that want you to receive $2,000 stimulus checks every month until this crisis is over. But first of all, there are also a lot of Republican lawmakers that are trying to take credit for the America Rescue Plan. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, everybody. Who is responsible for sending out the third stimulus checks? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans? Tell me down in the comments. Now, Joe Biden signed the third stimulus bill into law back on March 17th, but the relief bill did not receive a single Republican vote. And most recently, everybody, some Republican representatives are praising themselves for sending out stimulus checks. As Congress continues to debate, some lawmakers want to pass a $2,000 stimulus check every single month. Unlike a one-time $400 payment, this proposal for $2,000 a month could be available until the economy is fully recovered. And Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar tweeted out last month that we need $2,000 recurring checks until the end of the pandemic. Representative Omar tweeted, "I joined multiple Democrats in the push for $2,000 recurring payments for Americans until the economy is fully recovered." Now personally, everybody, I do believe that Congress should provide Americans with monthly $2,000 payments. And according to the latest US Labor Department jobs report, the unemployment rate has actually decreased. So what are your thoughts on this, everybody? Should we get a $2,000 monthly stimulus check? Senate Democrats could definitely try to pass more stimulus payments, and also enhanced unemployment insurance may be coming soon. Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have already sent Joe Biden a letter urging him to support recurring stimulus checks until the crisis is over. And while the letter does not specify a dollar amount or frequency on the stimulus checks, some of the senators supported $2,000 payments every month for the duration of the crisis. I also know that a lot of you are still worried that you will never receive a stimulus payment. But please guys, do not worry. If you receive SSI, SSDI, railroad retirement benefits, or survivor's benefits, you will definitely be receiving a stimulus check. If you have a March 26th payment date on the IRS Get My Payment tool, your check is already on its way to you right now. The IRS has already sent out batches of paper checks as well as EIP debit cards. And the tax agency will be sending out more payments on a weekly basis. Everybody, just make sure that the IRS has your correct banking information on file. And here are some common reasons why the transaction of stimulus checks didn't go through as you expected. This includes any electronic transfer of funds was made to a closed account, or a direct deposit was attempted to a temporary account used by a third-party taxpayer, or if you change your direct deposit banking preferences and you have registered a new account on a 2020 tax return, but the IRS hasn't even processed it and used your 2019 information instead. Everybody, leave your comments down below. Do you believe that we will get a fourth stimulus payment? Tell me down in the comments. Thank you for watching, everybody. Until next time, have a great day and stay safe.
Well, number one, I voted to certify the election results. Under our Constitution, the role of the Congress is to basically to count the electoral votes certified by the states. When there's a conflict in a state electoral, when you have two sets that are contrary to each other, then Congress has a role trying to figure it out. But I voted to certify the election results in Georgia. Having said that, the consent decree, where you really didn't have to have a signature before you applied for the ballot, was problematic. They have signature verification problems in Georgia that were obvious to me, but they went to court and the system worked and Joe Biden won the election. What I'm worried about is 2022. I'm worried about this becoming law. If this becomes law, you're going to undermine the integrity of the ballot box to where it will be hard to convince the average American this is on the up and up. Because the average American, regardless of party, believes you should be able to prove you are who you are. The first thing in this bill that just bowls me over is that there's no longer a requirement for voter ID. It'd be illegal to do it. What does redistricting have to do with voting integrity? That's a power grab. What does a 6-to-1 money match have to do with voting integrity. Act Blue raises a lot more money than the Republicans can raise on the Democratic side, so they're trying to take the advantage they have to these small dollar donors and leverage it through the federal law. What does ballot harvesting have to do with improving integrity of the ballot box? It's a way to gather people's votes in a system that I think is very nefarious. So this is a power grab. This is not about making it easier to vote. This is not about anything other than trying to consolidate power on terms most advantageous to the liberal left. We're not going to put up with it in South Carolina. And I hope Joe Manchin will hang tough, because Senator Manchin represents one of the most conservative states in the Union. And I can't believe that people in West Virginia would put up with this. I can tell you, having been all over the state, people in South Carolina are just shocked that the federal government would even be contemplating this. Not only are we contemplating it, we're 1 or 2 votes away, Henry, from this happening. They're willing to change the filibuster rule, which I have opposed changing. We had the House, we had the Senate, we had the White House. President Trump was tweeting every day against me and McConnell, change the filibuster rule so we can pass anything we want as Republicans. Well, I said no, because the Senate's different. It ought to be a place to slow things down, to build a bipartisan consensus. 27 Democrats, Governor, signed a letter with me to Mitch McConnell and Senator Schumer when we were in charge of everything, urging us as Republicans not to change the filibuster rule. I signed that letter. There were 61 of us. Those same people, where are they now? Sounds a lot like me voting for their judges and they destroying Kavanaugh. Well, I'm pretty tired of that. So all these Democrats that were urging us to maintain the integrity of the Senate are now willing to change the rules for this one bill. They understand that they can pass H.R. 1. It would be the biggest change in the way we vote, beneficial to the radical left in the history of the country. And I'm hoping that a few senators on the other side will not play this game. And I'm hoping that the State House will urge the delegation not to be part of passing H.R. 1. What possibly could happen with that? This is a joke. The reason they're trying to stop, I am willing, and I'm sure Henry would be too. If you don't have a driver's, we'll give everybody an ID. I don't want to put a burden on anybody. If you don't have an ID, we will get you one so you can vote. So this is eroding the voter identification requirement. What's wrong with asking people to have an ID